my cousin, Tony.
What's this? We got problems.
And my gracious brother, Jeff.
I think someone's taking control of the system.
We'll see if you can get it fixed. If not, we'll have to do it the old-fashioned way.
I could take all weekend. I got plans.
Yeah.
Come on, everyone. I'll show you to your rooms.
Okay.
Lisa. Bye.
Come on, Lisa. Lisa.
And we're back with 1993. Hershey introduced Hershey Miniature Kisses and White Chocolate Kisses called Hugs.
Good for them.
Soda-licious soda pop fruit snacks made with 7-Up and A&W.
I
remember those? Those were not good.
Yeah.
I don't even remember those at all.
I just love... those were not good.
Good. Soda should not be candified in any way, shape, or form.
OK Soda, a soft drink created by Coca-Cola that was designated for the Generation X crowd.
Oh, so there was Coke in it.
Yeah. And each can had the OK Manifesto on it.
The OK Manifesto?
Yes, which I actually have in front of me. What's the point of OK? Well, that's the point of anything. OK Soda empathetically rejects anything that is not OK and fully supports anything that is. The better you understand something, the more OK it turns out to be. OK Soda says, don't be fooled into thinking there has to be a reason for anything. OK Soda reveals the surprising truth about people and situations. OK Soda does not subscribe to any religion or endorse any political party or do anything other than feel okay. There is no real secret to feeling okay. Never overestimate the remarkable abilities of OK Soda brand soda. And finally, please wake up every morning knowing that everything is going to be okay.
Is this a cult?
Sounds like
Sounds like
Come along.
It sounds like a cult manifesto.
Join the
It is
the Coca-Cola.
Oh God.
It sounds like what
And
was
I just
the
revealed
Church
how
of the
old I am.
Subgenius? Like it's tied into that.
All right.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, we also got the Jurassic Park compound toy.
Oh, cool.
The Pentium processor introduced by Intel.
Oh, are they still plugging away at that after all these years?
Windows NT 3.1 is released by Microsoft. The first ever live streaming was done by a band, Severe Tire Damage, on June 24th, 1993, and was seen live in Australia and other locations over the internet.
Oh, cool.
VCD was introduced. I only own one VCD movie, which is Michael Jackson's Moonwalker.
Oh wow.
WinRAR is first release.
Holy Matt, really?
Yes.
WinRAR's been around that long, and nobody's paid for it.
What?
And in 1993, a movie ticket cost $1.16.
Jeez.
What? Oh.
Yeah, that's why, like, when I'm talking about like older movies, and you say like, well, this movie was a box office hit and it made $8 million, and people are like that, and I'm like, no, movie tickets cost like $1.
Yeah.
Like, you don't understand, $8 million, when tickets cost $1, that's huge.
Wow.
Yeah. The U.S. Postal Stamp released the Elvis Presley stamp.
Oh, nice.
The Metro card was introduced.
Hmm.
The TI-82 calculator.
Ah.
Zima was first introduced.
Oh my
Be
god.
canceled. To be canceled in everything but Canada, Australia.
Wait,
It's
Zima,
gone from
like
the
Princess
US for a
Warrior?
while.
No,
It's Zima. Yeah.
Zima, the thing that would have existed in the lexicon of the world had it not been removed and replaced by Smirnoff Ice, which is equally as terrible.
Okay.
And something called Beanie Babies came out.
Oh boy, that's
a can of worms.
That is kind of like Cabbage Patch Kids, where they were a thing that was introduced where people lost their mind for a brief period of time.
Oh yeah. People thought about using them as investment tools.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Heading on to music, Elton John was forced to end a concert in Melbourne, Australia a half hour early when a swarm of grasshoppers invaded the stage.
That's an excuse, not gonna lie.
God, can you imagine that? Like, I had to end the concert. Why? Grasshoppers. What?
Yeah, they just came swarming in.
There's a plague going on. I'd be repenting for my sins.
The real night of the league.
Well, no, they're just really big Elton John fans. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Picture them with like star sunglasses on.
On his 31st birthday, Prince announced he is changing his name to the impronounceable symbol, which led to him being called the artist formerly known as Prince until 2000.
Well, the thing that was brilliant about that was that Prince, he couldn't keep his name anymore. But so by changing his name to the symbol, that forced them to still call him Prince, because they were calling him the artist formerly known as Prince.
Right.
So, because they couldn't, there was no, I think he gave a pronunciation for it, but it was something really ridiculous, something that just, but that, I mean, it was, I'm not even a big Prince fan.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it was the bet he was able to do a, that was a nice FU to the studio that owned the rights to his name.
Singer Natalie Merchant announced on MTV that she was leaving 10,000 Maniacs after 12 years with the band. Bruce Dickinson plays his final show with Iron Maiden until his return in 1999 in London.
Wow, I didn't know he was gone from the band that long, because I remember that with Tattooed Millionaire.
Yes.
And but the good thing with that was he left the band for a little while. He did the solo band where he met Yannick Gers, who was in the band, and then when he came back to Iron Maiden, he brought Yannick back to Iron Maiden with him. So then they had three guitars, Yeah.
Nirvana plays their famous Unplugged concert in New York for MTV.
Cool.
And Rick Astley retired from the music industry at age 27 after selling 40 million records in a 5-year period.
Wow. Gee Christ.
And then came back with the Rick roll.
Yep.
Which now has him touring and again. It's impressive.
Yeah,
it's an impressive.
I saw someone interviewing him at a concert, and they're like, well, "What do you think of this?" He's like, "Oh, it's hilarious. I never thought that the song would be this big. I just did it, and now they've, my name's been out there. I've got people calling me for concerts. It's amazing."
Mm-hmm.
It's because it worked out in the end.
He's like, my daughter hates it because like the kids at school are goofing on her about it, but he's like, I was like, oh, that's funny. But I mean, he can't possibly be missing, not liking the amount of money that's coming in because of it.
Oh yeah.
Hey, that song you did, 25 years ago, it's a big hit again. What?
Here's your money.
Yeah, here's a big pile of money for you. Okay.
I like money.
Sing it again.
So who's the real loser in this story?
Daughter.
Yeah, his poor kid. He was on I think the there was the New Year's Day parade or something.
Yeah, it was
Macy's Day Parade. Rick rolled
Macy's Day Parade. Yeah.
And they had him rickroll. What was it? It was like on Sesame
the Foster's
Street.
Home Parade.
Yeah.
The Foster's
Yes.
Sesame Street float.
Yes, it was. It was amazing.
Awesome. Yeah, that was. But I mean, it's great that he should have a sense of humor. But I know there was some older musicians, and I mean, not that he's that old, but I'm saying older in time musicians that would have like a problem with it, where he's like, no, I like money.
And the fact that he's willing to take it in stride, like he's like, no, I get it.
At 27,
Yeah,
in 1963, so he pretty much figured I've made my money. I don't really need to do this anymore. I could kind of carry on with my life, and then all of a sudden to be like, oh wait, I'm relevant again, even though I haven't done anything. Who wouldn't fucking take that? I mean, to suddenly be back in the mainstream for something you did decades before,
right?
As a kid.
But he's not really arrogant about it because he realizes, like, look, I'm only back in the limelight and making this money because people love this joke.
Yeah, which is just the sign that you're a good fucking human being.
Oh, God, yeah.
All right.
Anyway, let's move.
The top songs were "I Will Always Love You" by Whitney Houston, "Whoop There It Is" by Tag Team, That's the Way Love Goes by Janet Jackson, "Rump Shaker" by Rex and Effect, "Informer" by Snow.
Oh God, I remember. I love that song.
That song is amazing. "Nothing But a G Thing" by Dr. Dre.
God.
"Sting" "Fields of Gold." "Linger" by the Cranberries.
Went out.
The introduction of Snoop Dogg with "Who I Am with My Name." "Counting Crows" with Mr. Jones.
Oh God, I love Mr. Jones.
I love that song, but I hate Adam Duritz.
Yeah,
"White Boy Corn
I'll agree with that. But the song, the way it plays out, it's just a really good, like, windows down, top down, play it on like a Saturday when the sun's out and you get your sunglasses on. It's just, it has that nice feel that an old, like, 90s song should have.
"Two Princes" by the Spin Doctors.
Oh God, I hate them.
How do you hate the Spin Doctors? They're the Spin Doctors.
I never liked the Spin Doctors. They just something about them, and I don't know. They never worked for me.
Pocket Full of Kryptonite is a song about Superman. It's a genius fucking premise.
It is, but it's like, I don't know. I don't like their sound. It never worked for me. I like Counting Crows, but I could never get into the Spin Doctors. They just, I don't know. They just bug me.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Then we got the Proclaimers with "I'm Gonna Be."
Oh God. Well, was that wasn't when that song was out. That was when that song was popular. Because that song had been out for a while, and it wasn't until it was on the Benny and June soundtrack that it blew up.
Right.
Is that 500 Miles? Or
yes,
no, I'm thinking of the...
Yes.
Oh, okay.
"I'm Gonna Be 500 Miles and I Will."
Yeah, because it's I'm gonna, but it's in parentheses 500 mile. It's one of those.
Okay.
It's kind of like Pina Colada, or it's Escape parentheses the Pina Colada song.
Or 86759/Jenny.
Right,
Okay.
right, exactly.
"It Was a Good Day" by Ice Cube.
Okay. I didn't have to get my AK.
Yeah. "I Will Do Anything for Love, But I Won't Do That" by
Meatloaf. When Michael Bay directed that video.
I love that video is amazing.
Michael Bay directed some of the fucking funniest shit before he became the crowned king of explosions.
Oh yeah, he was a big video director.
But he also did an ad for is it Skippy peanut butter or
for milk? What
was it? Milk.
Yeah,
that's
We're
right.
going to be talking about that in a bit.
He did an ad for milk.
He did an ad. He did one of the milk ads, one of those pre-Got Milk ads, though. Before it was Got Milk, when it was what was the slogan?
No, it was Got Milk.
It's always been Got Milk.
He was the one that did the Aaron Burr commercial.
Right, it was the Aaron Burr commercial. Yeah, he had a very sordid career before he became the king of explosions.
Then we got "Slam" by Onyx.
Yeah, that was a good tune.
"What's Up" by Four Non Blondes.
Oh yeah, now she's a big movie. Now she's a big music producer.
Good for her.
"Insane in the Brain" by Cypress Hill.
Oh God. I remember that they were on Saturday Night Live,
Yes.
and I remember my father being like, "What the hell is this?" He's like, "He just is talking about his brain." I'm like, "Yeah, it's." I'm like, "It's what the kids want to hear today."
All That She Wants by Ace of Base.
Oh, I love Ace of Base. They were the biggest. They were after ABBA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hip Hop Hooray by Naughty by Nature. One of the biggest meme songs next to anything Rick Astley did, What Is Love by Hathaway.
God,
Hey, baby, don't hurt me.
Yep. Boom Shake the Room by DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Wait, DJ Jazzy Jess?
Yeah.
And yeah, I forgot that was a co-ops. I thought that was a Will Smith, but it was the two of them.
Was that his
still
friend?
together?
Will Smiths were Will Smith were the Fresh Prince and DJ Jazzy Jeff. They really, which is interesting that nothing ever happened to DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Wait, was DJ Jazzy Jeff his friend on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why they were DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Yep. A song that I know everyone knows on this call, Three Little Pigs by Green Jelly.
Oh yes.
What?
Little
Yes,
Pig, Little Pig,
Three
let
Little
me
Pig-
in.
Oh,
Not
okay.
share my chinny chin.
That was another one. They were Green Jello, and then they got sued, and they had to change the name to Green Jelly.
What? Okay, who sues over just calling themselves a color and Jello?
Well, Jello.
Jello.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I don't know what I was
The-
expecting as an answer.
Yes. Yeah, Jello sued them, and they had to change the name to Jelly with the umlauts.
Then we get Creep by Radiohead.
Mm.
Asshole by
And then they
Dennis
blew up.
Leary. Yeah. Asshole by Dennis Leary. Hey Jealousy by the Gin Blossoms.
Awesome.
Living on the Edge and Crying by Aerosmith. Liz Phair's Exit to Guyville.
Ah, Liz
I know.
Phair's awesome.
Liz
I
Phair
was
is
gonna-
amazing.
She really is. I was going to go see. She was doing an acoustic set where it was Smashing Pumpkins and Liz Phair. And Liz Phair was opening, and I wanted to go see it, but prices were way too expensive.
Was that
And because I only
Smashing
wanted
Pumpkins?
probably because of Smashing Pumpkins. Like but the thing was, I was going to see her. I would have gone
Yeah.
to see her and would have left when Smashing. Like it's not that I don't like Smashing Pumpkins, but it's like not enough to see them do an acoustic set because it's like they would just do Landslide. I'm like, all right, if they would start with Landslide, and then I'd leave.
Yeah. Plush by Stone Temple Pilots.
That's a good tune.
Yeah, it is. Heart-Shaped
No,
Box
it's-
by
God damn it, Nirvana.
Yep. Are You Gonna Go My Way by Lenny Kravitz. Then you have one of my most hated songs ever. No Rain by Blind Melon.
Oh,
I hate that song so much. Mainly because of that video. Because I hate
Well, it made the-
girl.
I was gonna say, made the
How do you
B-girl
hate
famous.
B-Girl?
I hated her so much.
Why?
But then we get an actual good song, Last Dance with Mary Jane by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
That is a good tune.
Not my favorite Tom Petty and Heartbreakers.
I like it, but yeah, it's not Refugee.
All right.
Oh God, Refugee.
Now let's head to comics.
Okay.
In February, Action Comics with issue 686 suspends publication following the death of Superman.
Ooh.
Very cool.
Also, Marvel's Maximum Carnage Spider-Man storyline begins.
Ooh.
The cancellation of Belgium's comics magazine Tintin after nearly half a century in publication.
Oh, that's sad. Tintin
Wow.
is a good series.
Oh, I remember Tintin.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I used to watch the cartoon.
I think I did too at one point.
Was Snowy actually voiced, or did it just bark?
It just barked,
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
and it was always in peril.
Aw, poor Snowy.
Then in June, Action Comics with issue 687 resumed publication after a 4-month hiatus following the death of Superman and funeral for a friend storylines.
Did that kick off the Superman Wars?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, with the Superboy and Cyborg Superman and all that. The Eradicator.
Nice.
With issue number 50, the Justice League Europe changes its name to the Justice League International.
Okay.
Malibu Comics launches the Ultraverse line.
Oh. I could talk for way too long about
Was that the one where it was Marvel and DC mixed up together, and we got stuff like the Lobo Duck?
No.
What?
Okay, so there was a point where Marvel and DC, the universes actually clashed together, but somehow ended up taking characters and combining them both. So, like, for instance, we got Spider-Man and Superboy, so we got Spider-Boy. We had it was Lobo, and I think it was
Howard the Duck?
Yeah, thank you, Howard the Duck. We got
Oh
Lobo
my
Duck.
God!
I'm not joking.
Sounds
And we also had
horrifying.
Batman fusing with Wolverine.
Yes.
We had a lot of weird-ass creations.
Yeah. Oh, right. And then there was the hyena, which was a Joker mixed with Sabretooth.
Yep.
Mhm.
The Ultraverse.
The Ultraverse was kind of in the vein of Image. There were a bunch of comic creators that kind of branched off that had previously worked on a lot, the big two, and had started their own imprint and created a bunch of really unique original characters that were all in this like one shared universe. They had Prime, Hardcase, Solitaire, Nightman, which got a TV series. But it was really good. They had really awesome continuity. They threw in all these different surprises. They had a lot of stuff that like no other comic companies were doing at the time. Like there was one comic called Firearm where they had a half-hour long movie that you would watch before it was like the prequel to the first comic. I mean, they had some ingenious ideas, and like they eventually, long story short, got bought by Marvel, put out of business.
That's sad, because imagine if Marvel and DC were to do stuff like that today, popularity would boom.
Yeah, it's like comics need a shot in the arm because they're really falling back on the movies, and eventually the movies are not going to be watched quite as much anymore.
Yeah, isn't Endgame like the last big Marvel movie for a while?
It's the last movie in that particular phase, and then when that's over, I believe Spider-Man Far From Home is supposed to help kick off. I believe it's like Phase 4, Phase 5, or something like that. Yeah, like it's like basically.
I was actually just reading that it looks like the Fox merger might bring
X-Men and Fantastic Four.
might bring Deadpool into the Marvel MCU.
I think I read a similar interview where they said like they are thinking about bringing the X-Men into the MCU, but not for a long while because they need and I'm quoting them, the stink of the Fox movies to wear off.
Yes, they do.
Because Disney CEO Bob Iger said of content like Deadpool, there might be room for more of that as long as Disney is not confusing the consumer. So
they made a PG.
It looks like they are planning on at least keeping Deadpool going, despite it now being in Disney Marvel's hands as opposed to Fox.
Well, they made a PG-13 version of it, so.
Getting back into here, DC Comics releases Batman 500, which Azrael becomes the new Batman.
Oh yeah,
yeah, loved Azrael.
He actually killed.
Yeah, that was such a great story.
I don't know.
He was a descendant from the Templars, and there was that whole thing.
He had a good story, but the idea that there was this whole like story arc to set him up, just I don't know.
Yeah, no,
I always thought he was cool, and I thought it was just neat. It was his armor and all that was so badass. And then when he took over the mantle of the Bat, they gave him that new outfit. It was so people were freaking out. I'm like, look, this isn't permanent. People, calm down. And it wasn't. It was
Superman
only a couple
came
months.
back to life. Con.
Yeah, exactly. Superman. How many comic book characters have to survive that you know that this is not going to be permanent?
Deadpool number 1 is released by Marvel Comics.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it the question? Were you going to talk about the question? Was the question one that never came back?
No, Captain Marvel.
No.
Oh,
after Crisis
well, yeah.
and Crisis at Infinite Earths.
Oh, no,
and
no, the
Black
question
Stag.
came back. Renee Montoya is now the question.
I know
and
there was like one character after Blackest, Brightest Day.
The green. I know what you're talking.
Yeah.
The Green Lantern thing.
When
in Blackest
everybody
Night.
gets revived, and then at the end they're like, "Look, everybody's back except for this guy."
Oh, no,
Like,
that was the
specifically
elongated man. The elongated man never came back.
Oh, okay. They specifically mentioned like one character not getting revived, along with every other character that they brought back to kind of reboot the universe at that time. But they were like, "Fuck that one character. We're still not dealing with that character." So they just made a passing line that he somehow was not revived with everybody else. And it's like, that's such a fuck you to be like, yeah, look, all these characters from the last 20 years that we've been murdering them, and they're all back. Except for that.
Not you.
No, he's dead. We buried him.
Right. X-Men 2099 number 1.
Nice.
Oh, I love the 20 books.
November, the following happened. Green Lantern 47 marks the return of Green Lantern and Green Arrow.
Nice.
Sweet.
Avengers West Coast 100, a 64-page anniversary that featured the death of Mockingbird. Wolverine number 75. It's when Wolverine got his adamantium separated out of his body by Magneto.
That was
Oh,
a good
yeah.
arc. Where he had the bone claws.
And he was feral.
Mm-hmm.
The first annual publication of Wizard Fan Awards presented at Dragon Con. Then we move on to TV. We lose Peter the Giant, Brandon Lee,
Aw.
Harvey Villachez, Raymond Burr, Vincent Price, and River Phoenix.
And we
Wow.
kept Johnny Depp.
Yes.
I know, who absorbed River Phoenix. Wholeheartedly believe that him dying outside the Viper Room sucked the essence out of River Phoenix. It got pulled into Johnny Depp because Johnny Depp immediately became as weird as River Phoenix and just became this like weird kind of hippie character where everything about that transformation makes me think like that was
The Quickening.
he absorbed the soul out
The Quickening.
and just plunked his dead body outside the Viper Room where Johnny Depp owned and was just like, just leave his dead body outside. I'm done with it. I've absorbed his essence. Like a Highlander situation. There could be only one. Johnny Depp won.
There can be only one, mate.
Yeah, Rick, we might need to wrap this up soon.
All right, I'll try to go faster.
Yeah, sorry.
Let's see. 80.4 million people tune into NBC to watch the series finale of Cheers. The
Cool.
TV Food Network makes its debut. The First Got Milk commercial airs with the duel of Aaron Burr, directed by Michael Bay.
So fucking weird.
Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, and Christina Aguilera joined the Mickey Mouse Club.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Okay, very important date. January 30th, 1993. Manos, The Hands of Fate on MST3K.
And the world was never the same.
Yep, which was Joel Hodgson's last episode.
Oh.
No. Joel's last episode wasn't Manos.
Yeah, because then in October 30th, we get...
No, Mitchell.
Oh, yeah,
Mitchell
that's right.
was his last episode.
Yes, then we get Mike with The Brain That Couldn't Die, which I
Yeah.
still have on VHS. Starting up, Dr. Quinn.
Oh, wow.
Star Trek DS9. WWF Monday Night Raw.
Nice.
Kung Fu, The Legend Continues. Homicide, Life on the Street. Beavis and Butthead.
Oh, but
Here lies Beavis. He never scored.
Oh.
damn it! How am I gonna spank my monkey?
Walker Tech Ranger.
In the eyes of the ranger.
Oh my god! I was obsessed with that show when I was little.
It was pretty much a documentary on his life.
Big old Chuck Norris fan.
Did you see the thing where Walker Texas Ranger tells Haley Joel Osment that he has AIDS?
No, I have not, but I know I'm looking up.
Yeah, it's on YouTube, but it's clip, and he's driving him to his parents' house, and he comes out and he's like, "I have AIDS." Walker told me I have AIDS. I'm like, whoa, what?
Fantastic.
Wow.
We also get Nickelodeon's Wienerville.
Nice.
Nerville.
Then we get one of my favorite series, and I'm sure one of Cecil's, The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr.
Oh God, yeah.
My
Because
god!
you've
I need
got
to watch that.
Campbell and freaking the Shogun of Harlem.
Yes, Lord Bowler.
I hate myself for not watching that show already.
Oh, it's so good.
We have Gifts and Deej's favorite series, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yeah.
God, Power Rangers. It's so perfectly terrible and great at the same time. It fits into that perfect niche of being clearly chopped up footage, but as a kid you don't recognize it as chopped up footage because at that time
here's the thing. Even as a
things
kid,
were kind of that hammy anyway.
Well, here's the thing. Even as a kid, I noticed something. Like, whenever they would morph, like, you would have the Power Rangers in the command center and in their ranger suits. But then when they were out in battle during the Super Sentai footage, I would always wonder, like, how come the suits look better than that? Like, especially with the Green Ranger shield, how in the Japanese footage, it looks like a shield. But then you go to the American footage, and his shield looks like fucking cheap plastic or something. Not plastic, but cheap foam or whatever. And I was always wondering, like, what the hell happened to his shield?
All right, then we get Bonkers.
The candy?
No,
The cartoon from the Disney Afternoon.
Yeah. Yes. I love Bonkers candy. By the way.
I just watched that. Walker told me I have AIDS.
You just had that great. It's so like, what?
It's so out of nowhere.
We also get two stupid dogs.
Yes. Oh, I love that.
Oh my God.
Adventure the Sonic the Hedgehog.
Remember, kids.
Oh, was that with Urkel?
Sloth.
Yes.
When Urkel,
No
yeah.
good.
That's no good.
The Chevy Chase show, which was no good.
No, well, that requires Chevy Chase to be good.
He is good, occasionally. X-Files.
Awesome.
Bill Nye.
Bill.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yes.
Oh my God, that show.
Droopy Master Detective.
Yes.
Was this during when Hanna-Barbera was trying to make a big comeback?
Yes.
Mm.
SWAT Cats.
Yes. That show was amazing.
Lois
Was it
and
again rebooted?
I thought it was, but
They're trying.
Did they start like a campaign or a Kickstarter years ago trying to bring it back?
Like about 2 years ago.
So that's another show. I'm wondering what the hell happened with Kickstarter wise.
Lois and Clark.
I'm looking into it.
Sequest DSV.
Oh, so that was a good show.
Yes, it was. Because I remember every girl in my school was obsessed with what's his name? The dude from
Jonathan Brandis.
Jonathan Brandis.
Yeah, and Darwin.
In Darwin. Yeah.
Darwin, the cutest talking dolphin ever.
Yes. Animaniacs debuts.
Awesome.
I cannot wait for the return of it on Hulu.
It's not going to be as good. It's not going to be good. I'm calling it now. It's not going to be good.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. I am a little skeptic. You made a good point earlier, but I have faith. I want to believe that it'll be.
I'm sure it's in good
It probably
hands.
won't be just as good, but it'll be pretty good.
I'm completely sure it's going to be in great hands, but it's just we've come too far as a society for that kind of humor to ever be put back into any form of mainstream content, like bringing back the Animaniacs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know how you can top fingering Prince.
Oh God, it's such a great line. No fingerprints. I don't think so.
And it just flew over all the executives' heads at the time. There's no way they would have okayed
Well,
And
that.
they were in the classroom,
That's like a cheat.
and she goes, no, conjugate, and he goes, what? And
But
he
I
goes,
don't
well,
know
conjugate together. He goes, good night, everybody. Like, just making it seem as horrible as they could. It's just not going to work. That kind of humor, that hello nurse, it's not going to fly anymore.
Well, you know how they did it, right? How they
How
got
they what?
that? I'll make the story very quick and short. I got to interview Bob Camp years ago, one of the main guys behind Ren and Stimpy, and I actually asked them how did they get away with putting certain jokes in the show. What they would do is they would put even more horrible stuff in the script for the FCC to focus on. So then the stuff that did get in the show got swept underneath the rug. So that's what a lot of the creators did essentially for these shows.
They would just make it as bad as possible. And
Yeah, so
they
then
would-
the stuff that was horrible, like with Ren was sawing the thing on Stimpy's back. Yeah. So basically that looked tame compared to the other shit they put.
We also had Frasier, Biker Mice from Mars, Exo,
Yes.
Crow, Sonic, the good Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon.
Sonic said AM?
No, Sonic Fat AM. No.
Oh, got Sonic Underground?
Yes, of course. No, just Sonic the Hedgehog. Rocko's Modern Life, NYPD Blue, The Nanny, and The Adventures of Pete and Pete.
I remember Pete and Pete.
Mhm.
And we had the last episode of Quantum Leap.
Aw.
Did he ever get home? We don't know. Alright, heading on to movies real quick. Jurassic Park, Mrs. Doubtfire, The Fugitive, The Firm, Sleepless in Seattle, Indecent Proposal, In the Line of Fire, Schindler's List, Cliffhanger, Free Willy, Philadelphia, Groundhog Day, which the video game is going to suck.
Oh, that's right. They are making a video game on it.
Yeah, they
Oh,
are.
God.
On Groundhog Day?
Yeah.
Yep.
With his,
Ugh.
it's basically Bill Murray's character's kid. It's is in the same town, and the exact same events are happening to him.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Sounds awful.
Yeah, that does
And the trailer looks awful.
Is it, what's it for? Is it like an iOS game or something?
No, I think it's like it looks like one of those discount PS4 titles.
Oh, boy.
How discount are we talking here?
I'm talking like, even if you get it for free, you still got ripped off.
Oof.
Yeah, think the Telltale series, but like on a budget.
Oh, God, it's a VR game.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, and it's by... And Sony is producing it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Grumpy Old Men, Cool Runnings, Dave, Rising Sun, Demolition Man, which I love.
Awesome.
Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Yep.
Like, was it The Simpsons, Sister Act 3, Sisterectomy?
Funny enough, they are making a Sister 3 now.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Will Whoopi Goldberg be in it?
Yes.
as long as it's called Sisterectomy.
Sisterectomy.
Alright, also other movies, Last Action Hero, the overrated Nightmare Before Christmas, Adam Family
Yes.
Values, my favorite movie, Malice,
Hmm.
which has the greatest quote by Alec Baldwin. You ask me if I'm God. You ask me if I think I'm God. Let me tell you something. I am God.
It is really good.
Yeah.
He's a horse's ass, but he's a great actor.
Oh, yeah.
Falling Down, Hocus Pocus,
Ooh, that was good.
Yes.
Hot Shots
Love Hocus Pocus.
Hot Shots Part 2, Robin Hood Men in Tights.
God, wait, no, Hot Shots. I'm sorry, Hot Shots. Hot Shots, Men in Tights. Both of those are spectacular.
Yes.
They are great parodies.
Oh God, the Hot Shots when he shoots the fucking chicken.
Dragon Bruce Lee story.
Oh, that's a good one.
The Sandlot.
Oh, I love The Sandlot.
Best movie ever.
Yeah.
They
Killing
just
me,
had a
Smalls.
Sandlot reunion.
They're making they're making a reunion of that.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think it'll work now.
Loaded Weapon
Well,
1.
it depends on what they're doing with it.
Hmm.
Loaded Weapon 1.
Which was actually pretty funny with Samuel L. Jackson and
Yes.
Emilio Estevez. Yeah.
Emilio.
The Coneheads.
Emilio! Oh, had a few funny moments.
We are friends.
But yeah, but it was back when Saturday Night Live was just trying to do like they're like what can we do that we need another Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Coneheads. The Super Mario Brothers movie.
Which I love.
The best video game movie ever. Clearly.
Jason Goes to Hell. The Final Friday.
That was a lie.
Except for when it wasn't. Except for every time after that was bullshit.
Yeah. Weekend at Bernie's 2.
God,
The
I remember that one.
The Crush.
I don't understand why they made a second Weekend at Bernie's.
Because
it was
the first
terrible.
one made so much money.
But it just doesn't make sense.
Well, I mean, it goes back to the Last of the Mohicans. They found some more Mohicans. They would, with this, it was like they reanimated his corpse in the sequel. They put a voodoo curse on him that made him come alive and dance whenever there was island music playing.
Fucking stupid.
Sounds better than I think it does.
It's so fucking stupid.
So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Oh, I love that one.
Move your head.
Yeah,
the size
hit!
of Sput-
Pants! No!
It's like the size of Sputnik.
Spherical, but quite pointy in parts.
Dazed and Confused.
Yes, I am.
Mm-hmm.
Leprechaun.
Oh, classic.
Oh my god, that movie.
Yep.
I'm the leprechaun!
Jean-Claude Van Damme in Hard Target. RoboCop.
That was John Woo.
Yes. RoboCop 3. One of the best Batman movies ever, Mask of the Phantasm.
Yep.
Eats.
Best laugh from the Joker ever.
Yep. Maniac Cop 3, Badge of Silence.
Ooh, I'm talking to Bill Lustig about that one, and it's pulling teeth, man. He does not want to talk about it.
No.
He took his name off of it. It's a very sore spot, but trying really hard to get that story.
My Boyfriend's Back.
I love that. Such a corny movie.
It really is. It's like the precursor to the Stubbs the video game.
Yes. He kills and eats Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Fatal Instinct with Armand Assante.
Ah.
Sailor Moon R, the movie.
Oh, God.
Mr. Nanny.
Sure.
Beach Babe from Beyond with Estevez, Swayze, and Travolta.
That sounds terrible.
How did Estevez keep a career going?
No. Joe Estevez,
Yeah.
Don Swayze, and Joe
Oh,
Estevez.
okay.
Right.
Different
The-
Estevez. Shit.
Yeah. They would pull that every so often.
And they would
Oh, yeah.
Throw
just
another
get people-
Estevez.
Yep.
Yeah, they had the other the Brothers movies.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like
Because there were the
Stallone.
Sheens and the Estevezes.
Prehysteria.
The Sheens are the Estevezes.
CIA 2, Target Alexa.
Oh, that one. Yes.
Alexa.
with Claudia or no Kathleen Kinmont and Lorenzo Lamas.
Yes. The Renegade. Best of the Best 2. One of my favorite movies, just because I would always see this on the TV Guide channel. because I remember one line from this movie. It's called Hard Hunted by oh my god, I can't remember his name.
Steven Seagal?
No, it's like one of the like B movie directors, but the line is, even James Bond takes time out for sex.
Oh, that was an Andy Sedaris movie.
Andy Sedaris, yes.
Yeah, he did all those.
God.
Yeah.
And I own the Andy Sedaris collection because it was $5 and I had to have it.
Oh, that is a steal, man. Savage Beach, Return to Savage Beach,
Yep,
Picasso Trigger.
Oh my god, these sound terrible.
Oh, they're wonderful. I mean, and in exact, you know what? You know exactly the kind of movie that you're getting, like looking at that. So, like, yeah, don't like, hey, this might be. No, it's exactly what you think it is.
The movie with the snake in it.
It's not an actual snake, is it?
I think that was Picasso Trigger or Hard Ticket to Hawaii.
Hard
It might have
Ticket to
been.
Hawaii. That movie's amazing.
I'm doing Malibu. Oh shit, I can't remember the name of it. I'm doing
Wanted.
No, Malibu Express. I'm doing Malibu Express soon for the summer because that was the first Andy Sedaris movie I saw.
Nice. We have Carnosaur.
That was Corman. That's a great one.
That's Ed Lover and Dr. Dre in Who's the Man. And finally, not the Dr. Dre.
The other Dr. Dre.
Yeah. And finally, Cynthia Rothrock in Undefeatable, Honor and Glory, and Lady Dragon 2.
Awesome.
We'll be right back. Hello?
Hey all, Retro Rick here. Thanks for sticking around for 1993. And a big thanks again to Cecil of Good Flicks for being on. We are brought to you by the Gary Tea House. Get free shipping off your order for $50. With Humble Bundle, we can get great video games from PC to PS4 and Switch games for yours to keep. By JLS.com, or by using our reusable code, you get 5% off your entire order. By Bobby's World Cards and Comics, located at 749 Saybrook Road, B114, Middletown, Connecticut, 06457. Or go to Bobby'sWorldCCG.com for more details. And by Kawaii Box, where you can get a bunch of cute stuff from Japan. It's like Loot Crate, but cute stuff from Japan. And if you like the show and want to hear more, mainly shows without my annoying full-paced voice and these ads, donate to our Patreon, where for $1 a month, you get uncut episodes, which means you won't be hearing this, and also behind-the-scenes talk before we go live and after we cut for extra stuff. The higher you donate, the better the perk. Also, if you want to donate and don't want any of these perks, donate to us via Coffee or PayPal. All these links in the description box below. And now, back to your show.
You are cleared for landing. Return to program.
Sega releases the Model 2, an arcade system board that introduces 3D texture filtering. We get Shiny Entertainment, which gave us Earthworm Jim 1 and 2, MDK, and the 2 Matrix games.
There were 2 Matrix games?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right, there were.
I remember like one was about Leo or Neo, and then it was the second one, or the first one was about just 2 random agents.
Yep.
I think it was.
Yeah, that was Enter the Matrix, I think.
Yeah, it was Niobe and Ghost. That's right.
We had Take-Two Interactive, which gave us Grand Theft Auto and GTA London 1969, Jazz Jackrabbit 2, Railroad Tycoon series, Nocturne, Celebrity Deathmatch, Max Payne, and a host of other games.
Celebrity Deathmatch was so bad.
But the show Celebrity Deathmatch is so good.
Oh, the show was great, but the game was really painful.
I actually remember getting that game. I was so disappointed by it because I love the TV show.
Because you wanted that sweet Asian fucking gore.
Yeah.
Because that was when I learned the hard way that basically at least 80% of licensed stuff, whether it's TV show or movies, was garbage.
Mm-hmm.
It took me a while to learn that, but yeah.
Yeah, the vast majority of licensed stuff is terrible.
Nintendo releases a smaller redesigned NES, which allows cartridges to be inserted in a top-down console instead of front.
So the top loader?
Yep. Came out in '93. Pioneer releases the Laser Active Multimedia Home Console, and Sega Master CD released in Europe. All right, on to games. Then we're done.
Okay.
All right. The Seventh Guest on PC, which I love.
Sweet.
The Seventh Saga. ActRaiser 2. Arrow the Acrobat. The Hard as Hell Aladdin game.
Oof. Which version?
Super Nintendo.
Okay.
Out for Chicken.
That sounds so familiar.
Alien vs. Predator.
Jesus Christ.
That was the Super NES one?
Years.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Battletoads and Battlemaniacs. Battletoads and Double Dragon. Breath of Fire.
God, such a good fucking franchise, and they fucked it up.
Yeah.
They made a fucking mobile app game that in Japan that just bombed, and we'll probably now never see another quality part of that story that really is not any kind of continuity, but it's just a really good kind of stock RPG. Like, it's very similar to the Golden Sun series we'll probably also never see again. That kind of, we slightly shifted an RPG element to kind of tinker with it a little bit, and there's possibly a loose cannon, but it's really hard to follow where the games fall, and we're just never going to see another one. It's just fucking gone.
Yeah.
They were fun. Oh god, Bubsy started?
Yep. Bubsy the Bobcat.
Oh, that's how we don't get Breath of Fire, but like they brought Bubsy back like how many times?
Yeah.
Because the creators didn't realize we weren't laughing with them, we were laughing at them.
Yeah.
Chester Cheetah Wild Wild Quest.
Because why wouldn't we need a Chester Cheetah?
Yep. Clay Fighter and Claymates.
Hmm.
Castlevania Rondo of Blood. Great game, killer soundtrack. Check out Gigaboots' Let's Play of it next month when they do a whole Castlevania month called Castlemania. Cool Spot, which I did play.
Mm-hmm.
Day of the Tentacle. Daytona USA in the arcade. Doom. We get the Doom.
Doom.
Sweet.
Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine.
Oh, I remember that game.
Dragon, the Bruce Lee story. Duke Nukem 2, the side-scroller game.
Ugh, God.
DuckTales 2.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Echo Fighters. Eternal Champions, which brings up the Sega Activator. It was the first full-body motion sensing controller, and it didn't work.
Yeah, I watched reviews on that thing.
Fox Hunt, the PC game that I'm sure no one has ever heard of.
Nope.
No, I discovered this years ago. It plays like a B movie. It's hacky with hacky jokes, and you play the dude who falls into a spy ring. Cecil, are you ready for who it stars?
Who stars?
Timothy Bottoms, George Lazenby, Rob Lowe, and Louis Arquette.
Wow, that's star power.
Was this a PC game?
Yes.
probably a full motion video game, I'm assuming,
Yes,
if
it
it
was.
has those stars attached.
Yep.
What was it called?
Fox Hunt.
Yeah, I remember the box art. That's one of the ones I never played.
Wait, was that one of those FMV games?
Yes.
Okay, I think I actually know what you're talking about.
Yeah, those were fucking horrendous.
I still own it.
They had good and bad. Like, there were a lot of bad ones because they were cranking them out, but they had a couple that were, like, legit good.
Mad Dog McCree.
Oh, Mad Dog McCree is in its own fucking
Mm-hmm.
like there's Mad Dog McCree and then there's every other one.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, that's just iconic.
All right. Then
Again, the only reason for that game is because of Spoonie.
Yeah.
Mm.
Gunstar Heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Illusion of Gaia. Kid Dracula.
Oh, God.
Leisure Suit Larry 6. Shape Up or Slip Out. Lemmings 2, The Tribe. Itchy and Scratchy in Miniature Golf Madness. Bart Simpson's Escape from Camp Deadly. Microsoft Flight Simulator 5.0. And we can't get rid of those games. Mega Man 6 and Mega Man X. I can't wait for Mega Man X9. Mortal Kombat 2. A game I've never enjoyed, Myst. It just was never for me. I remember my buddy played it all the time, and I was like, I don't get it.
Yeah, from what I hear, that one's pretty hit or miss by kind of fan reaction or player reaction. They're either people who are like, this is good, or people just fucking hated it.
Yeah, if you weren't into that kind of thing, you weren't really going to like it.
Yeah. Mario's Time Machine. Mutant League Football, which is a great game and a great series.
Human League Football?
Mutant League Football.
Okay.
Which actually spawned a cool cartoon. NBA Jam, which was one of my favorite sports games ever until NFL Blitz. Pack Attack, which was the Pac-Man Tetris game. Phantasy Star 2. Phantasy Star
Awesome.
Phantasy Star 4, sorry. Then Prince of Persia 2. Rocket Knight Adventures. Fantastic game. Tetris 2, which had the bombs in it. Saturday Night Slam Masters for Capcom. Shinobi 3, Return to the Ninja Master. Sam & Max Hit the Road.
Oh, I love the Sam & Max games, and I was a big fan of the cartoon, actually, also.
Secret of Mana.
Sweet.
I'm so disappointed that we have not gotten the the kind of dubbed re-release for the Switch that if there's any game that the Switch should have received, it's probably that game.
Shadowrun.
Oh, loved Shadowrun games.
So do I. A very, very unknown gem for Super Nintendo, Rune Saber.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
Yeah, it's a fun game. It's a run and shoot game. Shining Force 2. Sonic CD. Sonic Spinball. Space Quest 5, The Next Mutation. Star Fox, featuring the FX chip.
Sweet.
Yeah. Star Wars X-Wing. Super Bomberman. Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Super Mario All-Stars, which gave us Lost Levels. Super Back to the Future 2, which never came out in America.
Super Back to the Future 2.
Yeah.
It was a Japan-only exclusive, and it was, at the time, the only good Back to the Future game ever made. It was actually, I played it like ROMs of it, it's actually pretty fun.
Yes, it's definitely better than the NES one.
Wow. That's not hard, though.
No.
Yeah, I was like, that's kind of not saying much, but it really is a fun game. I highly recommend if anyone ever gets their hands on it.
Syndicate.
Syndicate's awesome.
Samurai Showdown. I love Samurai Showdown so damn much. The HD remake, I play the hell out of those games. Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters, which was an awful fighting game. The Chaos Engine, aka Soldiers of Fortune. Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, which I have never played.
Oh, but they're remaking it for the Switch, and it looks fucking beautiful. I mean, I know compared to Breath of the Wild, it is going to piss off a lot of people, but for what the game type is, it was such a good continuation of The Legend of Zelda, and it was one of those, it's not in Hyrule, so it had a completely different direction it was able to go, and damn, did it go weirdly meta at the end, which was pretty appreciated, which I think people then kind of use that as the basis of any theory of any Zelda game that doesn't take place in Hyrule, like when they're like, where does Majora's Mask fit in? Is he dead? Is he alive? Is he asleep? Why is this not in Hyrule compared to so many others? It's all seems to link back to Link's Awakening, where the whole thing's fucking like this weird dream state possibly happened. It's very weird point in the lore of kind of Hyrule and of Zelda and Link, and I think it's fucking. I remember that game. I remember catching the Yoshi and the Claw game, and all of the weird Mario references that they just threw in because fuck it, Nintendo.
Toe Jam and Earl, Early Panic and Funkatron, which I think got a remaster.
I believe so, yeah.
Because when I'm thinking of a remaster, that's what I'm thinking about.
Toe Jam Earl games were pretty big.
Virtual Fighter. Where in Space is Carmen Sandiego?
They were really stretched for ideas.
Yeah, they did.
Like, fuck, where can we go next? Space!
Where in the world? Where on Earth? Where in space? Where in time? I'm surprised they never made Where Inside Me as Carmen Sandiego, where you have to shrink down into your own body and find out where she's hiding in your own intestinal tract. Because I feel like if they had more time, that would have been a game.
Or go like super meta. Where in San Diego is Carmen Sandiego?
Where's Waldo? Carmen Sandiego?
Yes. Zombies Ate My Neighbors, which is still a fun game. Another cool fighting game, World Heroes 2. WWF King of the Ring, WWF Royal Rumble, Ultima Ruins of Virtue 2, Ultima 7 Part 2 Serpent Isle, and Part 3 Silver Seed, and then finally Zen, the Intergalactic Ninja.
I always wanted to play that, but I had a feeling it's probably bad.
It's a decent game. Okay, that actually wraps it up. What do you guys feel was like one of the which one was the better year?
Let's see, for just we in general, or what? Or only the years we just talked about?
The years we just talked about. Which of the two?
I guess then definitely for me during the Super Nintendo era, when we got like Super Mario All Stars. There were tons and tons of games I played on the Super Nintendo. Like when it came back in the day when we had the Sega Genesis versus the Super Nintendo, that whole thing with that little early fanboy war. I was on the Super Nintendo side.
Same. GIF?
Oh, I'm 93 because Weekend at Bernie's 2. Clearly 10 out of 10 IGN for a game, so I would wholeheartedly say I would pick 93 over 92 because 92 lacked,
Ducks.
dancing zombie Bernie.
Was this the same corpse?
Yes.
Oh.
So how did it not rotten to
Can we
mush?
remake that movie where it's Bernie Sanders? Because I'd watch that.
He kind of is now.
Just anytime somebody says socialism, he just has to move a little bit. And they're like, "Oh my God, he's still alive!" Yeah.
That's socialism.
Great. He just points, and he does a lot of pointing. A lot of two-hand pointing.
How about you, Cecil? Better year, 92 or 93?
1992 for one reason and one reason only. Night Trap.
Night Trap, yes. I want to do a watch and riff for that just the entire cutscenes, which will eventually.
Didn't someone make a movie version of it where it's essentially the cutscenes and all that? Yeah, so we should do a watch and riff in that.
We will.
It's a lot of fun, especially when you get to the musical dance number.
Oh, you mean with the tennis guitar?
Yes, with the tennis guitar where she's lip syncing the Night Trap song that no one's ever heard prior to Night Trap. Oh, it's just incredible. Love it.
I want to watch it. I never played the game, but I've always wanted to.
Yeah, and the nice thing too is if you look it up on, I'm sure it exists on YouTube now that the game. That's what I was going to say, but the whole thing's on YouTube, but it's a whole thing using the new footage, so it'll look, because the old Sega CD stuff. Oh my God! It was just the screen was the size of a postage stamp, and it was very grainy. And now it's just nice HD footage of this terribly awesome game.
Okay, that'll wrap it up for us. That's another show in the books. Deej, where can people find you?
You guys can find me on both Instagram and Twitter at DJ Luongo Art.
GIF, where can people find you?
YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, and Twitch at FanboyGif.
And Cecil, where can people find you?
You can find me at YouTube.com. You can find me at goodbadflix.com as well as goodbadflix on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and 1201beyond.com.
And you can find me on Twitter at DefaultRick. Follow the channel on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at SuperfancomShow. Email us at superfancomshow@gmail.com. Check out all of our affiliates you heard during the break, such as J-List, Green Tea House, Humble Bundle, Kawaii Box, and Bobby's World of Cards and Comics. If you like early access to the uncut episode of this show and a host of other shows, check out our Patreon or donate to our Coffee page or buy some stuff from our page on eBay. All of the links located in the description box below, depending on where you're watching it or listening to it. For Deej, Sam, Fanboy GIF, and our special guest, Cecil, which I'd like to thank again for being on. Thank you again, Cecil.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. I'm Retro Rick. Good night.
Down with Zelda from the very start. I got the heart and smarts to play the part. Down with Zelda. Creeping through with an overhead view, cause a man's gotta do what a man's gotta do. So I stay on track, collect the facts, never cut slack, and I always watch my back for Jack. Down with Zelda, yeah. Strong as then, I'm the man with the plan, cause the power's in my head and the power's in my hand. Down with Zelda.